We get? You get nothing!
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, and
Acknowledge us!
Hey, guys, we're here at the Red Carpet Ring. We're here to talk about WWE Raw. John Cena makes his first appearance as a heel. Let's talk about it. Get the likes as we come into the Red Carpet Ring. We'll talk about Monday Night Raw. They were in Brussels. They were out. They were overseas. Raw aired at special time, so it was not on a usual time. We talk about that. We'll also talk about other stuff happening on Raw, have the final grading, go over current news, then we'll go over bonus round. We're going to talk about the best storyline contract signings ever. We're going to go down a list of the best contract signings in history in the WWE. But let's look over the match card before we begin. Let's look over that. All right, this is the Raw match card. This is what advertised as follows. You had John Cena, Cody Rhodes kick off Raw with the segment. We had a no-holds-barred match, Kaiser versus Penta. We had one-on-one Dakota Kai versus Ivy Nile. We had one-on-one Jey Uso versus Austin Theory. And for the main event, we had an Intercontinental Championship match. Bron Breakker defended the title against Finn Balor. All right, first segment of the show was John Cena. Cut a great promo, guys. He went in on the fans. He was not backing down. He wasn't going for none of the nonsense that was going on. Cena was not. He just said no music, no nothing. He said the fans get nothing. So that was wild and crazy. This was the first promo. He was booed, even though they were still playing his old music. He had music, it's not no new music. He said you don't get no new music, no new theme, no nothing, because you don't deserve anything. He let them have it. He was not holding back at all with the fans. He told them that they were they selfish, don't give him anything. He gave everything for the past 25 years, and he got nothing in return. And with that, you get nothing in return. He just went in on the fans.
My voice on that song, and your time is finally up, and my time is finally now.
That was John Cena just going in. I mean, he just did everything. He said, your time is up, is now. He don't think the fans deserve any merchandise. And he's going back to the old school heel, where the heel, they did not have merchandise for sale. And they wasn't trying to market that to anybody, because they have to, that's the whole character of a heel, is to get over as a heel, be a true heel character. We're talking about the days of JBL. We're talking about the days of, the Four Horsemen, heels like that, classic heels, Triple H, you name it. They really didn't sell their merchandise like that. Not as a heel character. He's not going for it. Seems not going for it.
You get nothing.
You get nothing. So you're not gonna get anything. But Cody Rhodes came out. Cena was gonna say, "Hey kid," Cody cut him off. Cody said, I hope this John Cena shows WrestleMania, because he's a little, you know what? And he said he don't want the whiny one. Even Michael Cole went in on Cena. But this was a great segment kickoff Monday Night Raw. Definitely a great way to kick off the show, say the least. They definitely did their thing. So let's get on to the next part of the show. All right, we got the first match of the night. Now, first match of the night, we had Louis Kaiser versus Penta. This was a good match. Some good offense by Kaiser. Some good stuff he was doing in there. I like how Kaiser was trying to play off Penta. He used the chair, brought the chair in there, bring more action to the story, got him in the corner ring, but Penta blocked it when he was in the corner. He got Kaiser back with it. I like how they both went out the ring. Kaiser and Penta, they have good chemistry there. They both look good in this match. If it comes down to wins or loss, they put on a great show. Very competitive match. Now, the whole holds barred. I wish they would have used the match a little bit more, other than the chairs. But other than that, it was still a solid match. I guess they didn't need it. Penta got a win over Kaiser when he hit him with his finisher in the middle of the ring. But that was it. But this was good though. Let's move on to the next match of the card. We got 1-on-1. We got Dakota Kai versus Ivy Nile. This is due to Ivy Nile attacking Dakota Kai. She had some business settled with her. This is not my favorite match. It was kind of mid. Dakota she won a match by distraction. We saw Creed Brothers. They were attacked by LWO because LWO got beef with Creed Brothers. But that allowed Dakota Kai to take advantage of that, hit a finish on Ivy Nile, and get the pinfall victory. So congratulations to Dakota Kai on that victory. Next part of the show, we got ourselves a contract signing. So the contract signing we got here is, which I will talk more about later. We got the contract signing of Bianca Belair versus Io for WrestleMania. Bianca, before Rhea came out, Bianca told Io, I pushed you. I didn't mean to, but you don't slap me. And I'll tell you, like I tell Rhea, anybody put their hands on me, they're going to get it. And next thing Rhea came out, and Rhea just told Bianca, what you doing out here? And Bianca said, I'm here for the contract signing. And Rhea said, you don't deserve it. You gonna tell Io my own business, and don't worry, but you didn't mind your own business. So Rhea is still on that. She's still mad that Rhea got involved in the championship match that caused her to lose the title. And she attacked Bianca and Io. She powerbombed Io on top of Bianca on the table. And then she left. Adam Pearce got her out of there. And she signed her name to the contract, Rhea Ripley, that is. So we don't know what's going to happen later, but I do know that Adam Pearce is not pleased with that, and he was just going off with the whole thing. So that's going to be interesting. She pulled a Shawn Michaels back in 2004. If you guys don't remember WrestleMania 20, Chris Benoit, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels added himself to be the third person in that matchup. She kind of pulled that card, HBK-esque. But, Adam Pearce definitely was not having it with Rhea, though. Definitely was not pleased with how that was handled at all. But that was the end of that segment. We'll move on to the next part of the show. We got another match. We got Jey Uso versus Austin Theory. So they had a match. This match was actually, in my opinion, a great story because it didn't have no finish. Gunther got involved, of course, doing the same thing. He chokes out Jey Uso, but Jey Uso super kick Grayson Waller, and Jey Uso got some offense this time. He attacked Gunther, got him out the ring, and he held the world title in the air, and he threw it back to Gunther. So at least they're building up this whole thing, so I'm happy about that. But that was the end of that segment. Let's move on to the next part of the show. We had ourselves a match. And this match we had here was the Creed Brothers versus LWO. Now, we know, like I said earlier, that this is settled. It was okay. It was okay, but the finish is what brought it up. Masked Man, more likely Chad Gable, he got involved, and he caused the victory. He caused the victory of LWO to get over the Creeds, but he still attacked him afterwards, and we don't know who this masked man is. It's more likely it's Chad Gable, but at least they're selling that whole luchador story. That's what made this match a little bit better because it was kind of okay until then. But that was the end of that match. Main event, we got Braun Breaker defended the Intercontinental Championship versus Finn Balor. These boys went at it. I love how these boys, Braun got that speed and power, and Finn got that experience and the wittiness, and they used both at the right time. Now we did see, however, that Carlito and Dominic Mysterio got involved. That ended up costing Finn Balor the match. We did see Penta get involved too. You know, Penta got involved after Braun Breaker was attacked after the match because Penta wants the Intercontinental Championship. So that was filed too. I thought that was very interesting to see how that went down. Well, other than that, though, I do see how things are going, but this was a very good match. Like I said before, very good match, very good setup, how things are structured. Other than that, though, I had no issue with this at all. I had no issue with it. Well, other than that, though, another thing I will talk about too. Talk about this in a second. I do know that other than this match here, we had a segment. I'm talking about the Seth Rollins segment. Now he had a good segment too right before this match. I'll mention it. He went in too, and but other than that, this main event was very very good. Like I said, I like how this went. Very very good way of this being set up properly. They finally showcase the Intercontinental Championship more. And I want to see Braun Breaker do more as Intercontinental Championship because I don't think he's really done much with it since he feuded with Sheamus over that championship. So, like I said, that's the only thing I've noticed lately. But hopefully things are changing for the better, and it seems like that's where it's going now. But let's talk about the Seth Rollins segment though, and then that'll be the whole show. Now Seth Rollins, he came out to talk about both Roman and he talked about Punk. He talked about um, Punk, later on. We talked about Roman came in and attacked him. He said he caused him to win, but not the way he wanted to. And he said if he was Roman Reigns, he done the same thing. He said some good stuff though in his promo. I want to add. He did say that as far as Roman Reigns goes, he did say that if you remember what Seth said, Seth did say, even after all these years and Wiseman in his ear, Roman Reigns still can't come with a plan. He needs his architect. So he dropped the Shield reference. Also, he did talk about CM Punk as well, like I said before. Now, what he said about CM Punk is that I just had a few more seconds. If I just had a few more seconds with Punk, would have ended his WrestleMania dreams and put his career on ice. And then he talked about the whole segment between him, Roman and Roman and CM Punk at SmackDown this week. Now he talked about that as well. That was mentioned, and I did a video where I talked about the whole CM Punk being a target for everybody. But we do know that it is official now. It was just originally supposed to be CM Punk and Roman Reigns to sell their differences because CM Punk's still not happy with what Roman did to cost him the match for that matter. So he's still not happy about that. But Seth Rollins cut the promo, said he's happy about, watching they have the fun. He wants to come and join the fun. So it is official. SmackDown will be not just CM Punk and Roman Reigns, but Seth Rollins as well. He will be there to join both of those men. And other than that, that was the end of Monday Night Raw. When I give my rating towards the show, I would give it a very good 4 out of 5. Good Cena segment, promo with Cody kick off the show. We had a good main event, good no holds bar match, and a few other matches. But you guys let me know what you think of Raw. What's your rating on the show? And also, you can put your rating on the community tab. I have that up right now. But let's go over what went wrong with Monday Night Raw because we know, despite a great rating, some things that went wrong. Now, this is what I thought. This is my opinion on the whole thing. I believe that even though this was a good segment, I didn't expect to see Cena and Cody in the ring at the same time till next week. But it was also good too because Cena didn't say anything. Cody let him speak, and Cody just left the ring. So it still was okay, but I wish they just won the same ring at the same time. That's how I would have done it though. But I digress.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? You just made the list.
So that's one thing I saw wrong about that. But let's go over another part I saw wrong with the show. If you guys don't remember, Jay Uso botched the dive. While he was attacking Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, he slipped up a little bit, so he had a little botch there. No injury. Jay is cool. Just a little slip up there, you know.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? You just made the list.
So that's another thing I saw. But other than that, wasn't too much money bad stuff I saw. Well, let's go over to what went right with Monday Night Raw, because there's definitely some things that went right. And I will talk about it. John Cena, the segment, despite him and Cody being in the same ring, it still was a great segment. I still would say that things were still good there. I think the promo was great. He went on the fans talking about he was in a 23-year relationship. He dumped the fans. It's over. You guys took advantage of Cena. He said he's the victim, and it really played off well. So with that, that's a plus in my book.
Yeet.
So I like that part of the show. And of course, we got to talk about this as well. Penta going for the Intercontinental Championship. I think this is great. I know it may seem a little too sudden because Penta just signed with WWE, but the performance he's been putting on every week since he arrived on Monday Night Raw has been impeccable. And I think he'll be a great opponent for Bron Breakker. Maybe Bron Breakker is one of the biggest challenges yet. And I can see Penta being a future Intercontinental Champion. So I like where this is headed.
Yeet.
So that is a good segment as well. So I like that story. One thing I will, like I said, I'll talk about this later. But I've said this before. I agree with this. This is another thing I'm happy about. We are finally going to get a women's title match, but the women's title match is going to be a triple threat more than likely. I said that was going to happen. I said Rhea Ripley was going to back down and let Bianca and Io just fight. It makes it that much more interesting. So they need to book that, and that's what they're doing.
Yeet.
But other than that, though, we are going to go on to current news. If you guys didn't know, current news here. Cena segment already. John Cena segment is already 1 million. Over 1 million views on YouTube. So a lot of people tuned in to see what Cena was going to say. This is great. At the time, it was what? At the time, I believe it was 67,000 likes. 1 million. Obviously, but its update since then is probably 1.5, 1.72 million by now. But the fact it got that less 24 hours is amazing. So that's some current news for the segments. Definitely trending all over the whole wrestling world. So I like the fact of that. So that's great. But with that, we're gonna shift over to the bonus round. We're gonna talk about contract signings, the best in history. All right. Now we're going to talk about the best contract signings ever in WWE. No particular, well, it's really no particular order, but I might rank it. The best ones I'm going to say for last. So it is a particular order, but I will say that contract signings, I just want to say they always play a great part. Always play a great part. We've seen this time and time again, and it just makes or breaks everything. I think contract signings are great for every storyline, whether it's for a big feud, a major feud in the company, or a major title match. Any or for a world title. We'll go over 6 contract signings, which I thought were great. So we're gonna talk about that. But there are definitely some contract signings that I definitely was interested that I just thought about like, man, contract signings work. And I saw it with the Rhea Ripley, Io Sky and Bianca Belair. So this segment here inspired me to maybe want to do a top contract signings. Because I don't hear this talked about enough. But we'll talk about it though. We are definitely going to discuss that. Now let's talk about one. One I do want to discuss, if you guys don't remember, we got here RVD and Rob Van Dam and John Cena. Now this contract signing here was for the ECW One Night Stand 2006 main event, where RVD, the Money in the Bank contract holder at the time, cashing his Money in the Bank by announcing ahead of time. The first one to do that, by the way, to announce he's gonna cash it in, actually do it. He had a contract signing between himself and John Cena, but the signing segment ended with Paul Heyman calling for the ECW originals to come to the ring and attack Cena. And you saw Sabu, Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, and other men. They just gave John Cena that work for real. Like I said, these contract signs always end in chaos. So this was a very good one. I like this contract signing. It was definitely memorable, and we already know how that match ended at the ECW One Night Stand 2006, one of the most controversial matches in history. The whole if Cena wins, we riot. RVD, defeated John Cena with the assist of Edge, spearing John Cena through the table. John Cena lost the WWE Championship to RVD, and he also was ECW champion as well. So this was a very good one, very very good one. So I like that one. Let's go over another one. If you guys remember, Ronda Rousey. Now, I'm not a big fan of Ronda Rousey. I'm not. But I got to give her due. When she did come into WWE, she did her thing. And this was when she joined WWE. And let's be honest, Ronda Rousey, despite whether I like her or not, she was a big marquee name, a household name. And this is back in 2018. She debuted at the Royal Rumble. She had a segment scheduled for the contract signing at the Elimination Chamber event. Now, this is a Raw GM. Kurt Angle let Ronda Rousey, you know, he told her, about Stephanie McMahon. They had the issues with Ronda Rousey. At the end, Ronda Rousey put Triple H through a table. Very good moment, very memorable. That's still talked about at some points to this day, at least for the women's contract signing, that is. So this was a very good, memorable moment back in 2018. Ronda Rousey will later on have the tag team match with Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 34. Triple H and Stephanie versus Ronda Rousey, Kurt Angle, and ended with Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle defeating Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. So great segment there. Great segment there if you guys don't remember that. Let's go to the next one. We got another one here. John Cena. John Cena been a lot of good contract signings. I just want to notate that. But he had one here specifically with Triple H and John Laurinaitis standing there. But his was against CM Punk. This is back to that famous rivalry back in 2011. Now we know that this was after the Money in the Bank match where Cena defeated where CM Punk defeated John Cena, to win the WWE Championship. We know about that too. Now we know that this was the summer of Punk in 2011. And this is the big rematch for SummerSlam 2011 because Cena, two champions, two WWE champions. And Triple H moderating. Punk has some words for Cena and Triple H. It was great segment there. And John Cena told CM Punk, you need to win this match. If you don't, you're a one-hit wonder. You're Milli Vanilli. Just like that, everything you've done is gone. John Cena said, I'm going to be good regardless because John Cena, of course, was the face of the company at that time. But the back and forth between Cena and Punk was great. Great contract signing. And we know Triple H was the special guest referee with SummerSlam 2011. And Cena did lose to CM Punk, even though his foot was on the rope. And this is before Alberto Rio cashed a contract on CM Punk after being attacked by Kevin Nash after defeating John Cena. So great stuff there. Let's go over some more contract signings. Another we'll go over If you guys don't remember, The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. How can we forget this? This was the WrestleMania 30, the same WrestleMania that Brock Lesnar ended the streak. Now, Brock Lesnar came out, talked his garbage that he wanted to choose Undertaker for WrestleMania. Undertaker came out. Brock Lesnar told Undertaker sign it. Undertaker took the pin and he hit Brock Lesnar's hand. He choke slammed Brock Lesnar through the table. For the match in the streak. That's when Michael Cole called that famous segment there. Definitely something that's talked about still to this day. It's just a wrap, and it's crazy though. But I do remember that, and a lot of people was like, "Wow, it's done." And I know Michael Cole he had the best commentary for that night. If you guys don't remember, great commentary.
The streak is over.
That's where that soundbite came from. It was in this match when Brock Lesnar ended the streak. But that was a good contract signing. Very, very memorable. One of the most talked about in history. But definitely and the crowd gave Undertaker ovation when he chokeslammed Undertaker. We chokeslammed Brock through the table. But let's go over. We talked about quite a bit. There's two more I want to talk about. All right, we are going to talk about Batista and Triple H. Now, there's another one of the most famous segments to this day. Batista had a decision to make. He was the 2005 Royal Rumble winner. He had to choose between Raw and SmackDown. Triple H was encouraging Batista to go after the WWE Championship that was on SmackDown. That's funny because the WWE Championship is on SmackDown today. Some things never change. But anyway, Triple H was the World Heavyweight Champion. He knew if he had faced Batista, Batista was going to defeat him. He saw Batista as a threat. And he even set up the whole Batista almost ran over by JBL with the bullhorns on the limo. And it wasn't JBL, it was Triple H. And Batista overheard Triple H and Ric Flair discussing this plan, knowing that Triple H was behind it. Now, Triple H, he thought that Batista was happy to go to SmackDown. Batista fooled him and Ric Flair. As we thought he was going to SmackDown, he ended up going to Raw. And at the end, he powerbombed Triple H through a table, setting up their WrestleMania 21 match for the World Heavyweight Championship, which Batista did defeat Triple H and won the World Heavyweight Championship at that event. One of the biggest storylines to this day of how Batista was built from being Evolution's animal to being Batista the animal and the World Heavyweight Champion. Now let's go over to number one contract sign on list. This is classic, throwback, one of the best ones. We are talking about Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan, if not the top segment ever. But other than that, though, this is when Andre the Giant was turning heel. Now this was setting up for the historic WrestleMania 3 match, and it was the biggest match in the company at that time. Now it was tension shown between Hogan and Andre. They sold on that. Andre was a babyface and he turned heel. He ripped the Hulkamania shirt off, and he said, "Hulk Hogan, I want to challenge you for the WWF Championship at the time at WrestleMania 3." And that segment is set up the match. This particular contract signing segment helped set up the match between Hogan and Andre at WrestleMania 3 for the WWE title, and it changed the future of WWE and WrestleMania forever. One of the most talked about matches still to this day, when Hulk Hogan pressed Andre the Giant over his head. So that was a great segment there. But other than that, guys, that's all I have regarding the top contract signings in WWE history. These are the big segments where the contract signings in chaos, when someone gets attacked or something crazy happens or a good promo exchange back and forth. You guys let me know, how would you rank these contract signs? Which one is your favorite? If it's not listed here, check out the content here at Red Carpet Ring, guys. We talked about Raw. John Cena makes his first appearance as a heel. Until then, guys, you already know what it is. It's O You.
Something happened this weekend, and I've been struggling with it since I retired. But this weekend gave me closure.
Wow.
It really did. Like, it was fun. Obviously, it was fun. I mean, you can't, doing this for as long as I have and